Welcome back to Two Brothers Sports Podcast presented by RambleOnSports.com. It is Wednesday, September 18th. We are getting into college football week 4 already. NFL week 3, we're going to give you guys some picks. Got some bounce back, a good overall weekend on both college and NFL fronts as a squad. So we look to keep that momentum going. We got Max and Sean here as we always do during football season. Fellas, how we doing?
Doing good. Rough weekend for me personally. But we're still here and we're kicking through. We memory of a goldfish right now. So let's move on.
Uh, yeah, no, I'm sorry, Max, and I'm doing well, doing well.
Yeah. Hey,
Teams all across the board won last week, though you can't have it all. So NFL betting was left some room to be desired, but no, man, I'm doing great.
Yeah, do you guys just want to like hash out your West Virginia Pitt stuff right now and talk just
I don't know if there's anything to hash out. It was just Pitt dominated and won an easy game. That's all. No, I mean it was absurd. It was everything we love about college football. If you're on the right side there, but just back and forth. West Virginia's up 10 with I forget the exact amount. We'll call it like 3 minutes 45 seconds, something like under 4 minutes there. Just a wild swing at the end. I was lucky enough, to be there and enjoy the
yeah,
excitement. I mean, West Virginia kicked Pitt's ass last year. The rivalry keep going back and forth, but Hale and Pitt, and they own the backyard brawl for the next 365 days.
yeah. I mean, again, I've mentioned it, non-biased, literally such a good game. This is what this rivalry is about. All three, like all games the past 3 years have been fantastic. I'm glad they've brought it back. Um, all very unfortunate. It's just this is what happens when teams that actually despise each other, and this is a
Mhm.
true rivalry come together. Like it could be like one of us could have been just dog shit, and it still would have been an insanely close game. It was just
Yeah, right. Each team just circles this and gets just being there. I mean, and ton of just as you would expect, a ton of West Virginia fans there, and like it was, just like the walk in, the tailgate, everything, all the the eat shit pit chants. I mean, but like it was definitely rivalry, but not like fighting and stuff like
right.
that. Like, it just was like good shit talking and stuff like that, and just some college. I mean, all the way was what 17 at half. The game ends up being what 38-34. I mean, this thing was I mean, shout out to the freshman Eli Holstein for Pitt. He was not expected to win that job, and he's looked solid. I had
Yeah.
heard some little thing that like Alabama like gave him a pretty good look coming out of high school, but was just like, no, like you don't have the pedigree. And here he is, another kind of no turnover game, a lot of touchdowns. He looks pretty good.
Yeah. What is it? Desmond Reed, right?
Desmond Reed, yeah, he's the running back. Yeah, he'd be a good little fantasy player for whoever owns that.
But yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
It hurts, but it was such a fun game to watch.
yeah, it was good. I already can't wait till next year.
Exactly.
good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. So we'll keep it moving. On to more positive things on the we got two Carlins, one Rosencrantz. So sorry, Sean. We're just gonna keep it moving as much as I know you want to talk about Pittsburgh, because we'll get into some more Pittsburgh. You will get your dose of Pittsburgh. I can promise you that one way or another on this podcast. So overall, I do have to highlight, we'll get into all the games and everything, but overall, guys, really fucking solid college football weekend. Went 7-2 as a squad. Mr. Sean down here with a big 3-0. Max and I with 2-1 spot days. So hey, shouts out to us. Sean, you want to take a couple seconds, talk about those 3 wins?
Yeah, I'll keep it short here. I felt like I was vindicated in taking another under with Oklahoma State after just an absolute kind of brutal and way to lose that bet a couple weeks ago there. It was the Cincy number felt too low, which worked out well, and LSU continues to play in high scoring games. They score and they get scored on. You might even see, me kind of double dip in there moving forward. But felt good to get a nice clean green across the board.
Hey, we love a good trend. We love a good trend, and if we can catch on early, maybe monitor that long season success. Maybe since he pops up again, who knows? I like it.
I thought that I saw their number this week would look a little too low.
There's a couple games I'm interested to see what you guys pick. There's a couple picks I was writing down in my list, and I was like, I had a feeling that, one of you might pick one of you might pick the other one. So definitely looking forward to see how it all shakes out. Max, 3 points away from a 3-0 as well with Utah. So thoughts on that board? Overall, solid weekend as well for you.
Yeah, that one hurt a little bit, but I mean, Miami, Cam Ward makes another. Well, it's Ball State, but still, just he shows out as usual. And then Mizzou, Boston College was very scary. I believe it was like 12 minutes left or 10 minutes left in the third, and they were sitting at 38, and I was like, fuck, like they are rolling right now, but I don't think there was another point scored, maybe 3 points. So yeah, that was a great one. Good game too. That was a fun one to watch.
Yep, ended up at 48. So yep, you had 6 to spare. Mizzou, yeah, yep. So 10 more points. But yeah, dude, I was feeling you for you as well during that. I was like, I've got BC plus 17, but at the same time, and I had a crazy money line parlay, but I was like, oh shit, Max, we need Max there.
Yeah, BC went up like 14-3 or some shit too.
Yep. I had a
So-
parlay of, I think it was Colorado State, Boston College, South Carolina, and Florida. It was like 20 to win like $3,000. And that first quarter, I almost cashed out at like $100. I probably should have in hindsight. But the old plus signs are there. I mean, we look to see Utah kind of continue. We got a good game. We'll get into that later with Utah this weekend. But yeah, dude, overall solid. I did clip that BC one as well. So we both hit 17 and the under. So that was good. And then got to shout out the Cox with South Carolina for a little bit there. I thought they had the money line and then, just unfortunately kind of gave that one away towards the end. But we still covered with our +7. And then Georgia. Georgia didn't cover for shit. 13.5. They only scored 13 points the whole fucking game. So I shit the bed on that pick. That's my bad. I got way too cute on the first half. So lesson learned, but 2-1. So overall, yeah, boys, 7-2. Solid ass weekend. Any other games you guys want to recap? Any kind of takeaways and things that you guys got from this past weekend on some college football?
I didn't actually see it because missed out on like kind of college football in the middle of the day. But so Quinn Ewers got injured and Arch Manning came in and threw 73 touchdowns. Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm. Dude, he looked incredible, man.
Did he?
He was gliding out there. They're talking about a Speed Cooper and them. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on here? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
His Heisman odds just like split in like threes, probably over half, I would think. And who knows? I mean, it is just enough games where if Arch can just go off these next couple games, do well in this 12-team playoff, and I don't know how the Heisman voting kind of shakes out like timing wise. So like Texas is one, Arch is thrown for X number of touchdowns and he's rolling and they look like there's no one stopping them in the playoff. Like how fucking crazy would that be if Arch Manning somehow snuck out? That would be so rough for Quinn Ewers, but god damn, man. What a story. What a game. They're rolling, man. They look good.
That was one of my talking points. I mean, when they kill someone, they just like, all right, well, we'll just throw an Arch, and you're like, well, he's like just as good. Like it's bullshit. And they just keep scoring.
He maybe even allows them to do a little bit different things with their offense.
Right.
Years.
Honestly, yeah.
Just probably don't need to go too much into this, but good on Notre Dame bouncing back and getting their frustration out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my. Where was that last week? But it's okay.
Hey, you know what they say? You know what they say in South
Wearing-
Bend? Wake up the echoes. Say,
Mhm.
wake up the echoes. They woke the fuck
Yeah.
up this weekend.
Speaking of waking up the echoes, the Beavers just had an angry Oregon team coming in there. Nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Oregon finally played up.
They
to
heard everyone.
Oregon
They heard
football.
everyone talking shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
Max, you've been way out ahead of it. I mean, Cam Ward and this Miami team looks pretty unbeatable right now.
Yeah, they got kind of a spread that I thought we'll get into it, but spread is a little lower than I thought it would be against
For
South
this
Florida.
USF game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed that.
I think it'll be brought up at some point.
We might all three saw that on our own accord.
All right, who's going first?
Yeah, right. Shit, I think yeah, we'll have to look at that. I mean, also speaking of other Heisman people Max has been talking about, Nico Lama Valea, he didn't even really do much statistically wise against Kent State. He didn't have to. He had 173 yards, 1 touchdown. Tennessee won 71-0. I think it was what, 49 minus 49. I think we all were talking about potentially a shootout in terms of Tennessee side, but yeah, that one was another blowout. Bama beat the piss out of Wisconsin. That was close for about 5 minutes. And
Yeah, Tyler, it was close. While I don't think it would have been close, but Tyler Van Dyke gets injured, and then Wisconsin had nothing the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they could at least still had a backbone on defense, but Alabama's good.
Yeah, Bama's good.
Alabama did the same thing to USF. Like, if anyone was watching college football late that Saturday night, they were kind of just dipping their toe around, and it was, maybe up by like 4 still late in the third quarter. And then I think if you box score the game, they ended up winning by like more than 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Bama. Good.
Florida State still stinks. Lost to Memphis 20-12.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's any other big games. I mean, your Hokies, Sean, anything? Is it even worth 20 seconds? Because finally got back to where they need to be.
Nope. I'll tell you what. We'll bookmark this 7 days from now. I want to see how they play against Rutgers. Then we can talk about them then, if it's
Okay.
worth it.
Okay. I like that. I don't remember if I said last week whether I thought Vandy was going to cover or if I thought the Vandy Georgia State game would be high scoring. I want to say it was the over. It was like 48.5. That ended up 68. I didn't play it. I forgot about it. I hope what I said on the podcast was the over and not Vandy because they lost. But they might be an angry little team coming into this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I got to shout out Signetti from Indiana. Absolute steamrolled UCLA. They are looking like a mini little wagon over there up in Bloomington, and fucking hate it as a JMU fan, but also at the same time I respect it. So okay, one last
All
thing. Colorado won by 19 against Colorado State. A lot of shit talk. Was that what you were gonna say? That was
No. There's something else I'll say, but I'll wait till we get the picks.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, like I feel like that was. I think last year would have been like they went double overtime. I think Shadur and Travis Hunter were not fucking around. I did play Colorado State on the points just that weekend, but that one was, I mean, they manhandled Colorado State. Shadur and Travis Hunter did not fuck around. So something to keep an eye on this weekend as well. But Sean, what were you saying?
Oh, no, nothing that else. You'll understand.
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
Quick piggyback. Indiana is plus 40,000 to make the playoffs. If you're that in on Siggy.
I'm not even joking. I don't fucking hate that. Like a 10, dude, if they low key go 10-2 in the Big Ten, damn. All right. While we're talking, I'm gonna investigate their schedule. I don't hate that at all. But unless there's no other college football, let's get into a little NFL recap. You both won last week and I lost. Me and Sean won this week. Max lost. I think we're just on a rotating circle here. Who's going to be the loser next week? I don't know. But I don't know. I think all three of our teams potentially could win and maybe should win depending on the matchup you guys talk about. But we're getting into that. Let's recap our teams and then recap what happened. But we've got a solid, let's see, 3-2 from Max, both 3-2 back-to-back weekends. So Max is our current NFL leader at 6-4. Sean with, honestly, dude, you had such a fuck shit with Philly. That one was really tough to watch. And then the Rams one is just like
No,
an
the
asterisk.
Rams was a bad bet.
No, that's almost an asterisk, man. That was like Cooper Cup goes down and the whole team gives up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Baltimore Vegas was like they scored what 14 points in the fourth quarter or something.
Dude, it was
like
great. That one was trending fine for 75% of the game.
Yep.
And they just really Vegas offense exploded in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But the good news is water is still wet, which means that the Bengals interior defense is still ass, and Isaiah Pacheco ran up and down on them before getting injured himself.
Yep. Yeah, that was what was crazy is that your when we were doing like guess the line, you had around 55. He was 64, still over at minus 25, and he had 90. So absolutely
a lot of excess.
I need to start making a little notepad of the like trends that each of us are like on, which is one, I'm realizing Bengals interior D line, booty cheeks. So we got to keep an eye out on that one. And was it Is Hendrickson on the Bengals or the Saints now? I don't even
He's
know.
on the Bengals.
Yeah, he's in
Still
the
him and Hubbard.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's still him and Hubbard on the ends.
Yeah, still on the ends, but yeah, interior, they're just gonna run down your throat. I mean that Dallas and New Orleans were nice, easy over, but yeah, we're not sitting too bad overall. Max with his 3-2. Anything you want to talk about there? Right on the line on James Conner over receptions, by the way, on our guess the line segment last week. I mean, both of y'all were within.
He only got one though, right?
Yeah, he did only get one, but you guessed you had 2.5, which is exactly where you had.
Yeah, that was a little rough, but I mean Tampa Bay, yeah, that was easy money. So easy.
Chargers too.
Chargers, yeah. I like it a lot. I'm happy. Not happy about my team, but I'm happy about my picks.
Yeah, and I had probably the biggest touchdown prop other than Christian McCaffrey that we might ever have on this podcast, and that didn't hit. But
Close, so close.
the thing is I wasn't the only leg. None of us hit, but we did get very close. We will get back on the touchdowns stuff.
Yeah.
Yours truly with a solid 4-1 bounce back from the Tebow speech from first beginning of last podcast. Went 1-4 week one, had to bounce back with 4-1. We're back to even. We're getting into week 3. We're just getting started. New England gave me a heart attack. Overtime easily could have gone the other way, but luckily snuck in with a field goal. Arizona Rams was sketchy too because that was 41-10. I didn't know if they were going to clear.
Yeah.
Score. Sitting there, oh my God, please somebody score. Max, I think our analysis on the Tampa Bay Detroit game, and I think Sean, you echoed the same thing. I think we were all on that under. And of course, we like our numbers game under 51.
Yep.
We like covering that 7, so that hit there. And then Jets decided to make it close for most of the game and then pull away at the very end. So could have gone 5-0. Honestly, I could have gone 5-0 if Cooper Kupp didn't get hurt. I'm not going to get too into that, but because I went 4-1, I probably wouldn't have gone 4-1 if he didn't get hurt. So that's how that works. But yeah, and it's also that's what happens when we do a super juicy one. So I have a couple better this week. Going to be closer to that juice line, and maybe we'll get some stuff there. Steelers, Bears, Packers. Who wants to go first?
Let's let Max go.
Yeah.
Most recent.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make it pretty short and not sweet. Caleb is gonna die back there if someone doesn't just beat the fuck out of our O linemen and tell them that they're dog shit. I don't know. It was just terrible. They were fine if they brought 4 people. The second they throw that 5th person in, Caleb is running for his life, getting mauled. Like he took some hard hits. That last drive, he did not want to get up for 2 of those plays. He just laid there. Not what you want to see from a guy you take one and could potentially be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play. But this is Bears. We don't know what to do with quarterbacks, and we shit on it. So Colts next week. We'll see how we do. It just sucks.
Texans are good, man. I mean,
Yeah, but like we can separate the two. Yeah, that's
yeah.
I'm Max. I'm upset for you. Hopefully they get this right. I think there's even more than just like the offensive line, like the play calling. Like it just like let's scheme up some easier stuff to get the offense
Yeah,
like on
Shane
some
did
sort of
not think
momentum. Like get the running game working. There's hopefully 4 weeks from now we're just, oh my God, that was ugly back then type of discussion.
last comment for me. Get Roshan in there, dude. That man is one of the best. It might give it away at some point, but like, get him in. He's one of the best pass blocking running backs I fucking ever seen. And he was a rookie last year, and he made some great blocks and saved fields many times. And he's a great ass runner. So get him some more fucking time, dude.
He was solid last year for them, honestly. Yeah.
Really was.
Is it? Do you think it's just the game plan with that, or do you think it is more of the?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Or I guess we got to figure out, right? You got to just kind of diagnose the issue.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Because Caleb, his deep ball was a little rough, but he looked more comfortable in the first half, and then the second half, it just almost like our offense fell apart. I feel like, but our
Yeah,
defense stepped up, and it's just I don't know.
I was thinking the same thing because there is something to be said about like, well, I mean, we talked about it before here. Everyone's been talking about it on every media outlet. Like, this might be one of the best, if not the best, supporting cast from a skill player position. We know the offensive line's ass, but like from a skill player position, there hasn't been a number one overall QB that's had this kind of support. Why? Because it's usually
We're missing Keenan. I feel like missing Keenan is
he is your security blanket. Like in reality, like Cole Kmet isn't like tight end rookie's favorite receiver.
he's throwing more to Everett. That's yeah.
Yeah, that too, and maybe that's what it is. He's trying to get there. I think I agree with you on the Keenan Allen thing. He's out. Is he out this week too?
I think so. I think what Thursday or tomorrow is when it comes out, Wednesday or today for listeners, but I'll have to see. Yeah, but no, we we knew it'd be rough for him for a little bit, but not that O line rough. Hopefully we figure that out and we move on.
Yeah, there's a couple hits where I was just like, dude, we can't be letting our mans do that. We can't be letting them. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah.
We can move on.
Back, scheme up some different stuff. Make it, just keep it inside. I feel like they've got some. I don't know. I just feel like they haven't had the speed outside. I don't know what it is, but maybe just gotta scheme something up. Plenty of season left. Plenty of season left. From Caleb Williams to Justin Fields, Steelers are 2-0. What the hell?
And you know what's so great about it is this might be the most Steelers of all time. Like for the past 5 years, it's you're watching the same movie, like God, like that's ugly, and then 3.5 hours later, you're like, oh, cool, like we won. This is exactly that, man. I mean, I want to give the flowers. The defense has been incredible. It's not like they've played a ton of, they did exactly what you do again. They suffocated Bo Nix. I mean, there was really, the fact that Denver even scored was kind of a pussy like play on Sean Payton, where they probably should have been, they were down two score, like 13 points. Like at that point, you probably need to be going for touchdowns. Like they were never going to be in that game. But I mean, they're dominating right now on defense. Cam Hayward looks like he's 5 years younger. I mean, Highsmith and Water just making life hell. Deshaun Elliott, who knows AFC North football, is on the Ravens for a while, has been a fantastic pickup at safety here. But I'll get. I mean, this is the most kind of just Steeler where the offense isn't trying anything dynamic. They're just getting enough points that feel like, cool, we can probably win the game at this point. We'll milk some clock. Like it's everything like an analyst and all that who loves kind of the intricacies of football will hate and write up how there shouldn't be 2-0, and yet they're just going to continue to scheme up games where all they need to do is score enough points to beat the other team. Justin Fields, has he lit it up? Are his stats amazing? No, but you know what he's done? He hasn't turned the ball over once, and I know that in Chicago that was like a huge thing. And he's, in fact, I saw, I don't know, use one of the, there's like the PFF things. He is, I think, one of only like two quarterbacks that through the first 2 weeks, they say hasn't even thrown like a pickable ball. Now, a big reason of that, of course, is he's not really, he's not really putting it into tight spots or stretching the field all that much. But I think he just understands. I think just what they're asking of him is like, hey, we don't need to score, at least against probably 75% of our opponents this year, like 24 points to win the game. We're probably only going to give up somewhere in between 10 to 16 points. And we just got to be, whoever we're playing the Chargers this week. I imagine they'll try to push the pace a little bit more on the offense. Didn't need to do that against Denver. I'm not going to apologize for being 2-0, and we'll kind of see where we're at with Fields. I do think I've come back a little bit where after week 1, I was like pretty excited to just keep the Fields momentum going in. I think we owe it to still see when Russell Wilson's healthy, of course, what that looks like, because we just don't know. What if he does look all right and doing all right in this? But I am fine for right now continuing to play Fields. And he made this one play, got fucking washed out on a holding. That's a different story. But he just like spun out, rolled out to his right in just like 45 yards of air travel on a dime. Couldn't have placed the ball into Pickens' hands better, who's being, Surtain's all over him. I mean, it was eye candy. Like you maybe see the all 22 that float around on Twitter. It's just like, dude, he has like one or two throws every game where you're like, Jesus Christ, this guy's talented. I don't think they're asking a lot out of him right now.
Don't need to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's he's following the Malik Willis model.
Yeah, I mean, what a pivot. Dude, give so far coach of the year to Matt LaFleur.
Fucking love that guy.
Cow.
Fucking love Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I remember, so my two biggest, I fucking hate this guy, Packers of all time. And you're gonna laugh. Draft pick, whatever, head coach related. Number one was in 2005 when Aaron Rodgers was drafted with the first round pick. Well, actually, we can name three. Aaron Rodgers, 2005 draft pick, I was all about Brett, did not want to let go of Brett. Look how that ended up. LaFleur, this guy, if you guys remember this, he was the OC at Tennessee the year before he was named the Packers head coach. If you watch the Tennessee Titans that year, it was the ugliest fucking offense I've ever seen. I don't think they averaged that many points per game. It was Tannehill and Derrick Henry and like A.J. Brown, but a limited A.J. Brown and Delaney Walker. It was not a good offensive line. Taylor Lewan was there, who was like so banged up. Like, not a good offense. I was so skeptical about hiring this random OC who's, he's young. He's part of the Shanahan trio, whatever. Eating my fucking words, and then I'll add the third one, which is Jordan Love. And so, I mean, honestly, I'm better off just keeping my mouth shut. But you guys saw my text in the group before this Packers game. Did not think 2.5 was enough for Indianapolis. thought we'd get shredded up by Anthony Richardson. If I'll be honest with you, I agree with you, Sean, that LaFleur probably has Coach of the Year wrapped up right now. I think the biggest revelation of that game, and maybe this season for a lot of people, especially the fantasy football people, Anthony Richardson fucking stinks right now. He's got, I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. His throws are off. Like the two picks he threw in the Green Bay game were not like, they were not good throws. They were not smart throws. They were legit, would never say this to an NFL person, but they were catchable from our perspective. Because it really was that open cradle, then you could have just dropped down on the ground. Like it was borderline something that we might have been able to catch in a game if we were in the right position. Would we have caught it? No, not the point. But Richardson did not make good throws. The defense overall looked solid, so I think that's a huge takeaway. Halfley and the defense took care of business. Malik Willis stuck to the game plan as perfectly as you possibly could have. 12 of 14, I think 122 and a tud. We talked about this earlier. Max was entertaining me on the trivia question, so I'll just run through it real quick. But Josh Jacobs, 32 carries, 151 yards, second most all time in a Green Bay Packers game. And first, Dorsey Levens in 97 with 33 and 191. Number 3 after that is Mr. Sam Congato. Sean, I don't remember. Do you remember that? Max might be a little too young for Sam Congato.
Yeah, that name certainly rings a bell.
Sam Congato with 29 carries and 171 yards against the Lions in 05. Amon Green in 03 hit it. And then, of course, jersey I wore a couple weeks ago, Mr. Ryan Grant, which was the most flash in the pan, but he did go to Notre Dame. So that's the only reason I probably have his jersey. But he had a crazy, 22 games with the Packers. But it's a wild stat because, as you know, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Brett Favre, that's the last 25, 30 years that it's been Green Bay. And all of those running backs, I'm pretty sure, unless you're either a football diehard or you're a big Packers fan, most of those names don't come to mind. Because Dorsey Levens, honestly, he was one where I was like, maybe did not come first to mind. Like Ryan Grant and Amon Green makes sense. Josh Jacobs obviously just did it. But yeah, Sam Congato and Dorsey Levens. So I used to have a gold Dorsey Levens. You know, the cool yellow with the green numbers. The Packers had.
I had a gold at 5.
You did. That jersey was sick. And so, I think I had a Dorsey Levens one in the early 2000s from the Rents. But yeah, overall, great game for the Packers. It's my thing with the Titans upcoming this week. We'll get into picks and stuff. My biggest concern is that everyone knows what the fuck we're doing. Yes, we did run it very well against Indianapolis. Jeffrey Simmons and that defensive line's a little bit more stout on the I know we talked about the Bears offensive line, but they really weren't able to get much going even in that game as much. So hopefully we're, do some of those swings, those sweeps and get those guys outside. But Josh Jacobs is also more of an in-between the tackles guy. So interested to see how this game pans out. I think mentally, and you guys could probably agree, I think I'm mentally, I might have done a 180 compared to last podcast if we're talking Packers outlook. So
sound like you got some life. You can stay afloat, and then when Love gets back, all systems go.
I think there's a lot of people that did a 180. I think a lot of people were like, well, if Love is out for 5 weeks, they're probably going to go 1-4 or 2-3 or something.
I think I was saying if we go 0-5 and we're 0-6, what's the reason for even bringing him back? I'm pretty sure I said that. Whole different ball game. Think it's manageable. I will say Malik Willis game, great. The Will Levis performance over the last couple of weeks has not helped me think that Malik Willis is actually the guy. If he can't start over Will Levis, what are we doing here? But hey, if he's got the run game down, and that option is huge for Green Bay because it's, they're putting Emmanuel Wilson, Jacobs there. Offensive line looked really good last week, and so he's got the option to run the ball. But, interested to see how that works out. I think they'll involve Jaden Reed more I think it was kind of like, okay, who else are you going to hand the ball off to other than Josh Jacobs, Jaden Reed on jet sweeps? So maybe we find a little bit better way to disguise that and allow him to get some extra touches there. But yeah, Tennessee hasn't given me a whole lot of promise overall. They've hung in games, but fourth quarter, I mean, I might just if Tennessee's up in the fourth quarter, I might just hammer whoever they're playing live, and that might be my trend this because Will Levis is just quite literally throwing the game away. He's throwing the ball away.
You think you think he can make a meme every week?
Probably.
What is he doing? Like
He right now he's 2 for 2.
underhand pitching is like the craziest thing.
The
That
Callahan,
was insane.
yeah,
That he tried. And then his coach immediately was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Like he's a grown man. He knows better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
oh
good
man.
stuff. I'm ready to wipe the slate, get back to some new stuff.
Yep, I agree there. Any other NFL games you guys want to recap or talk about? Any kind of takeaways? Uh, I guess maybe thoughts on Chiefs Bengals and the way that ended. I think a lot of people are angry, but kind of looked like pass interference. It's
Yeah.
so tough.
Just
Chiefs
pass
get like,
interference.
yeah, the Chiefs thing is tough because everyone gets like pissed about the Chiefs, but it's like 50-50. Like half the time it's actually a penalty, half the time it's a little borderline. Super Bowl against the Eagles, penalty. This one, penalty. Like I don't know what else we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
bummer that the Bengals are 0-2. Maybe they should stop starting 0-2.
And the Ravens are also 0-2. Look at the Steelers, dude. They're gonna win the division.
Hey,
Vegas went still
I'm
baffled.
enjoying it right now. But both those teams, those Bengals and Ravens, will be fine. But not the start they hope for.
Yeah, fair. And last thing I will mention any concern over the 49ers and their loss to the Vikings last week.
I think the
No,
Vikings defense is legit.
the Vikings look dude, offense and defense. They look fucking good.
I got to shout out a buddy, Pat Dynan, who's in one of my fantasy football leagues, went to JMU with him. I shit you not. He has like $300 in futures on Sam Darnold. He has Sam Darnold MVP, Sam Darnold to throw for the most passing yards in the NFL this year, and then Sam Darnold comeback player of the year. And he's got like 100 on each of them. And
Like, where's the head?
he looks like the smartest
comeback,
person in the world right now. He looks
comeback
like
player of the year is very likely. I'd say the other two will fall off at some point, but comeback player of the year is his money.
I think that would make
Well,
up for more than this.
Yeah,
Or
I
Derek
would,
Carr.
yeah. I
What'd you
like
say?
I said, or Derek Carr, who's been,
Yeah.
it would be,
That's
he's the
true.
MVP of the league right now. If it were to, the crowd.
Talking right now.
the
Fair.
home Super Bowl. They're already saying
And
it.
that would be, oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. And then Chad Johnson's got Bengals, obviously, but also Joe Burrow and LSU. He's like him and Jamar Chase in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to think about the Bengals anymore. I think maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more here in a second, but I just get so torn each time.
Yeah, it is tough.
Alrighty. Well, shit. That's all I got, NFL. You guys want to get into the picks? Because we got to keep this momentum going. I don't want us to get sleepy over here. It's getting late. We want to get some kick, want to get the energy going because we got to keep this momentum. All right. So, oh, geez, that was almost Nick Saban. That was a little all right. That was a little Nick Saban. All right. All right. Awesome. Well, let me pull up the picks real quick. Based on college football last week, Sean, you are in first. Yep. So season record, Sean, you're first, and also had a 3-0 weekend. I'm tied with you on the season. Max is 4-5, but we also tied. So we are gonna go. Sean picks. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Sean, pick the order, my friend.
I'll go me, Sam, Max.
Cool. Alrighty. Start us off, my friend.
All right. And I'll say here that I actually already had this before you had mentioned it earlier. So I think we all know that everyone probably on the same side. This give me Signetti in the Indiana Hoosiers -28 against Charlotte. I mean, that team just went to the Rose Bowl and just dropped their nuts on UCLA. They look great this year. They're blowing out everyone. JMU, who Kurt Signetti was just at, already beat Charlotte like 30-7 this year. So I feel pretty good about the boys at home in Bloomington covering 28 there. In fact, I'm sure it'll get ugly at first and they just kind of call the dogs in the second half.
I mean, JMU won by 23. So if you're a football guy and you're anything like what I think Signetti is, he wants to beat them by way more than 23. So I like that a lot. Yep. Beautiful. What a start. Let's go. Big old spread to start us off. I love it. I love it. Great pick. Max, where are you going? Oh, wait, no, I'm up. I'm up.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was gonna say.
I'm gonna roll with a team who is 1-2. They are favored, but they're playing a Louisiana team who's solid. Don't feel super confident in this or in Louisiana. I feel very confident. This was the pick. Had to get this one. This was 1-1 for me. 1-2, but they played Oklahoma State and K-State very close. Or Oklahoma, sorry, not Oak State. Oklahoma and K-State. Played them both very close. I think they should have no problem covering 3. I think that's the last I saw it. Correct me. I wrote this down earlier, but I think I've got Tulane -3.
I saw it, Tulane -3 because I was looking at that too. Everything you said makes perfect sense. I mean, this poor Tulane team has played 2 teams already that could be, top 20, maybe top 15 teams by the end of the year. So they played them tough. I don't think they want to get to 1-3, so I like them coming out firing.
And I think they're away. I think that's but it's Louisiana. They're both in Louisiana. How much is a home game? I mean, Tulane travels.
Yeah, sure. It's just a small bus ride.
Little baby bus ride. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Max, where are you going with your back-to-back picks here, bud?
Shoot. I guess it doesn't matter what my 1-1. I'm gonna go Tennessee -7 against Oklahoma. This is just, yeah, Oklahoma, I believe it is 15 or whatever. But yeah, this is a Tennessee. It's at Oklahoma, but this is Texas at Michigan. It doesn't matter, dude. This is a way better team. They're just gonna dominate. It's gonna be 28 or they're gonna win by like 28. It might be like 56, 28. I don't know. Whatever. I think that was the right math. Yeah, they'll give me that all day. Tennessee's gonna shit on them. This is a game where they just gotta come out. Like you said, Nico didn't have a big game last week, but this is a game where he's gonna absolutely show out.
Needs to. He wants that. He wants that. He wants that. Yeah.
He wants some of that.
I placed that bet on Sunday, Max.
All over that.
I love it. Was it the same odds? Was it still
-7.5? But you were spot on, and if we think about those buckets, we just talked about Tulane, and Oklahoma are kind of in a bucket there. Well, Tennessee and Texas and Alabama, they're in a whole different bucket. Even though the ranking of the team might only be 10 spots away, these are not 10 points away teams. I think Tennessee, is well better than 1 touchdown better than Oklahoma at this point in the season.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I love it. I love the backup. I'm gonna do it. It seems pretty low I feel like these teams are pretty good offensive wise. Over 43 points, Illinois, Nebraska.
Okay.
It's not gonna be crazy high scoring, but I could easily see, 28, 24. Raiola can do his thing, and I know what Illinois got that running back that's super nice. So I think their offense can get some points up and get over that 43 hump.
I agree. There was like I was looking at that one too because there's a little concern right now. I was like, well, Nebraska really hasn't played anyone, but Illinois is not the same Illinois team that they were last year. I feel like last year Illinois was like destined for unders. This Altmaier QB looks like he's been keeping them moving a little bit more. I mean, you're asking for 28, 20, 20. Like, I mean, that I think that sits right at that plus 8.5 for Illinois. Yeah, 28, 20 Nebraska clears by 5. But like, I really like that one. And also it's a primetime game in terms of like it's the biggest game on for Friday night. So, you know, Nebraska college fans, they're gonna get rowdy. Big Red Nation, they show out. Rayola's gonna want to show out, but I think they'll be able to keep up. So that, yeah. And I've even seen on ESPN Bet just now, they're 42.5. So, yeah.
Damn. Suck if it ended 23-20. But yeah, I like that a lot.
Hey, a push is better. We'll take a push.
True.
Better than a loss.
True
No,
change.
I think that's a solid ass pick. I like that a lot. For my second pick, I'm kind of like I'm trying to decide how I want to play this, honestly. I'm really tempted to go Texas minus 44.5, knowing Archman is gonna play. I just have a weird like I don't think ULM has to do much. So I'm gonna just try and go with an over 47.5 team total for Texas. Um, I think they'll be able to put up 7 touchdowns. They probably can put up more. They need to beat the shit out of everyone to stay at 1. Over 47 is like minus 130 right now. I'm cool with playing over 48.5 at completely even money. So I guess I'll just do over 48.5. But yeah, I mean, I mean, it's kind of like an opportunity for Arch to just go the fuck off. They scored 56 against UTS, or was it UTSA? Is that who it was?
Yeah.
And they lost Frank Harris, but they're not a terrible program. They haven't had bad seasons. So, yeah, I'm just going to stick with the team total versus a cover. Like, I could see like a 48-14 or some shit like that. Something.
That's
So,
also simple math. Like that's our usual. If their spread is minus 44.5, UTSA can't get 2 field goals. Or
Yeah.
not, yeah, sorry, ULM. I got
yeah,
UTSA.
exactly.
Granted, Colorado State couldn't get a single point, but like
I mean, get a
they
6.
did quick math.
Yeah. I would be like wanting to blow my brains out if I bet on a team they won 50-6 and I didn't fucking cover.
I mean, I think what we saw last week is that even Texas's backups are phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, and the
They don't
ULM.
have like they just shut it down mode in them. Like if the first team comes out, like, all right, here comes this 5-star wide receiver that's 18 years old that wants to go light it up and dance in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're not going to hold back too. That's also what we've seen.
Yeah, that's the other thing is like it might be 63-14 or 60-21 and I might not cover and that would piss me off. So I'll take the team total and I will pass the mic to Sean for his roundabout.
All right. I will take over 56.5 points in LSU hosting UCLA. I will go ahead and just keep the trend of, taking some overs and Tigers games here. UCLA is fresh off giving up 40-something points to Sig Signetti and the Indiana Hoosiers. I think LSU looks as a great chance to, they stumbled a little bit there in South Carolina, but they obviously did get the win. I think this is, I'm frankly not even like factoring in more than maybe 14, 17 points from UCLA in this. I think, LSU wants to put a 40 burger more up there, but they'll end up screwing up, and UCLA will score more points than they should because LSU's defense kind of stinks. So this number seems pretty low, 56.5.
And UCLA just gave up 41 to Indiana. And just by simple comparison, if you think LSU is better than Indiana, should be able to clear that. So
they might
like
take care of enough points for us.
Are you about to be our little over king? Our over under king over here?
Yeah. Well, give me an over in one more game. Give me over 57.5 in Georgia Tech against Louisville. These two teams are not going to stop each other at all in this game. It frankly should be a pretty fun one to kind of have on like a second TV. I think there. I mean, this game is definitely going into the 60s. Some sort of kind of 35-28 or 34-31 type of game there. This Louisville offense is solid. And King and Georgia Tech has shown that they're when they played Syracuse, they went into the dome and scored, I think dropped 30 points or something there. So I love that over 57.5.
Yeah, no, that is very nice. I could easily, like 38-35, even overtime or some shit.
Yeah. Yep. Could be.
So I put Louisville and NC State in the same like kind of realm where Louisville and NC State last year had like some of the best defenses in the country. And for some reason this year, I don't know if they just lost a bunch of dudes or what's going on, but I totally love that. Sean, I'm so fucking close. And now that we're talking about it, I'm almost hesitant to take it to just keep the train going because I love Georgia Tech plus 10.5. I think
Okay. I'm not playing this side. It's Georgia Tech plus 10.
is it 10 now? Okay, I do really like that hook. That does kind of concern me. Okay. I'm actually gonna pivot a little differently, but not too much. I'm gonna go with no, I will. I'm gonna go from Georgia Tech, an offensive powerhouse, to a game that I think low key might kind of stink. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of hoot and holler about the secret life of Mormon wives.
Oh, yes. I haven't watched, but I certainly know someone who's been watching.
I used to love me some Jimmer Fredette. I'm starting to question what's going on over there in Utah. Kansas State is still, they looked really good against Arizona. I think they're gonna roll. I think they're gonna cover K-State -7 over BYU. So that'll be my third pick. But I will probably look at a Georgia Tech money line, maybe a sprinkle or something.
If you can find a 10.5 out there, we'll give it to you.
Yeah, no, I want to, but I like the K-State one. I thought, I know Zona was rolling, their offense is good, all that good stuff, but they just did not impress me a whole lot. And then we're looking at like -7 against BYU. It used to be like Keaton Slovis, like, yeah, BYU football can make it competitive. I don't know, man. I think K-State's still on that path where they're trying to vie for that Big 12 championship. And so give me K-State. I'm not going to overthink it. Not going to get too cutesy. I'm not going to be demure. I'm just going to go K-State and good old, what's the old coach? Bill Snyder. Way back in the day. I think they're just going to run, roll, and fuck up BYU. So K-State -7 for my last pick of the college football week.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yep.
I truly do hate to do this. But it's too good of a line. Miami 16.5 against South Florida. I don't know. I guess maybe I haven't watched South Florida to where this line is closer than I would imagine. But from what I've seen from that Miami's offense and just it's too good not to be true. It's got to be like a 21 at least dub.
Yeah.
Like it might just be another blowout. I mean, fuck.
I had it on my sheet as well. I probably will be playing it.
It's a
Kind
nice
of just
little like
keep
parlay.
taking. I think we just got to keep taking Miami to cover until it eventually doesn't work.
Exactly.
I was gonna take it. I was thinking about taking it as well. I will probably take that live. So consensus, we're on Tennessee, Miami. Those are the two, and maybe Tulane. I know, Sean, you said you wrote that down.
I did.
All right, I like those picks. Guys, I fucking love the board. I wrote down a bunch of picks, and I'm not gonna lie to you. You both covered a few of them, and then I like my picks, so we might be in for a good little college football. Let me so like I said, so Georgia Tech is an honorable mention. I had Miami. One I want to bring up, and Sean, maybe I can talk to you about this. We have a close friend in our gambling circle who's a big Michigan fan. Um, they played Arkansas State last week, only won by 10. And I'm looking at Arkansas State, and they're getting 22 points against Iowa State this weekend.
Yeah.
Am I crazy to be in love with that? I wanted to play it. I thought when I did the App State 18, like when I'm looking at the picks, the big, I try not to do the big dogs just because there's like I love Ohio plus 20 against Kentucky as well. But those two, I could just see being an ugly game, like a 30 to like 14, 30 to 10, 34 to 12, like, just some rough little games. Am I crazy to go Arkansas 22, or have you seen something out of Michigan that maybe has just been untapped?
No, man. I mean, I don't think Iowa State has got a lot of offense this year, so that's a pretty big number for them. I'm, I don't know if I'll personally play it, but I see where your thinking is coming from. I'll play the other side of that. I think that Michigan is bound to just play in kind of close games and play to the level of competition where they're at. Um, so like I think that game's probably going under 46 and a half. Like I think they'll be kind of in a dogfight, that USC Michigan game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. Yeah, I've kind of stayed away that game altogether because 5.5 is tough. I want to play like Michigan and like an under and just take the points 20, but like I might even tease it up to like 7.5. Like I could see like a 24-17, like USC. Dude, I don't know, man. They're all Michigan's offense has not been super impressive to me. QB's a little bit of an issue. That might just be like I'll see how I'm feeling. What time is that game at?
I think it's 3:30.
Yeah, I mean, I could see myself sprinkling that in with some other games. We got Utah, Oak State. I think that's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah.
You guys got any side? I know not official betting picks, but anyway, you guys are particularly leaning on that one.
I'll probably play the under again.
I like that. Yeah.
What is that over under?
Like 56 or something.
Ooh, that is nice in there. I cannot argue that one. Yeah, down to 54 now. Utah minus 2.5. I like the money line. I don't know. I like Utah money line. I've got Utah, Miami, and Oregon as my conference like future. That big old parlay I got. So
Yeah.
but yeah. Max, any other games aside from our picks that you're looking at? How do we feel about how about the Kansas, West Virginia?
I don't care.
Uh,
Any other games then?
No, I don't know. I think this is granted. I mean, dude, we really didn't play bad against Pitt or anything, so it's not like I should be like super shitty.
hey, it might be a pretty good team.
Yeah, Yeah, maybe. Now Kansas is also a pretty good team. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think we kind of do have that chip on our shoulder right now, kind of like the Penn State loss, even though we should have lost to them against Albany. But I think we kind of come out a little angry, get get shit taken care of. Not betting on it because I had a very nice parlay with West Virginia money line in it, and that was the only one that didn't hit. So that is when I throw my bias out the windows. Same with Notre Dame against NIU. The only other one I really was looking at is Utah, Oklahoma State over 54. Kind of like that. I think these two 25-year-old men are gonna just sling the ball, and it'll be a fun game to watch.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, yeah, I also one is like almost like I don't really know where to go, but I really don't like this team. I still don't think Iowa's good and Cade McNamara and company. I don't hate Minnesota money line or a plus 2.5.
Yeah. No, I think Iowa. Yeah, I whoever is that Iowa fan on Pat McAfee, last time when they lost to Iowa State, his rant was hilarious, and I agree. Iowa and that offense is atrocious, even though I just kind of hyped it up before then. Yeah, good pick.
Fair, fair. I'm trying to see. JMU's playing and UNC in Chapel Hill plus 10.5 favorites. We can't bet it in Virginia. Um might look at that on an external source, but
Run down to Lake Gaston real quick.
yeah, I just don't know that our offense is going to be able to keep up. And I don't think UNC is super good this year, but um I don't know. We haven't really played much and we haven't looked super impressive. 10.5 is a lot of points, but
I didn't think I'd do y'all's first half because that's what last time you played UNC, you had them at the first half, and then when y'all played W, you had them. I know completely different rosters and all that shit, but that's just kind of how the games go.
yeah, I was trying to
In the
pull up.
first half, and then they're just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could pull that up. I don't think I can.
Yeah, probably not likely. I might be able to find it on Sportsline, but um,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, shit. Well, that's it for college football. Let's get into some NFL picks. Let's see. Everyone, we're looking solid right here. Based on last week, yours truly, um, yours truly went 4-1, and then let's see. Max is also the leader. So Max, what's the order, my friend?
Um, go Sean me Sam.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Do I really want to give me the Saints minus 2.5? This Eagles team through 2 weeks of the season has Swiss cheese defense, and I'm kind of believing what Clint Kubiak and the Saints are doing. They're back at home here. I don't need a miracle. I just need them to win this game, essentially. At minus 2.5, and I think they got dogs that will run up and down the field against an Eagles team that's kind of short week. It'll be 11 a.m. game out there. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna say Saints keep marching.
Oh, win the Saints. I like it. That is I eyeballed that one for sure. That was very nice. Um, shoot. What am I gonna look at? You know, maybe this is recency bias, but give me Cardinals plus 2.5 against the Lions.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen the Lions somewhat struggle these first 2 weeks. Well, struggled against the Bucks, but had their ways with the Rams a little bit. They struggled at first. I like it a lot. We Cardinals offense. I mean, Kyler Murray made that comment and then decided to actually throw to Marvin, and you see what that does. So I think Lions got a solid defense. I mean, Hutchinson's kind of their star. If Kyler can move around, get away from him, I think they can get some stuff. Trey McBride had a good game last week as well. So tight ends are always a great safety dump. So I like that one a lot. I think they can fuck the Lions.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, at minimum, they're fucking entertaining us all. But yeah, their offense is great to watch.
2.5 is scary. I wish it was like 3.5, but
Yeah, that's fair. I could also see that maybe coming down even, potentially. So Cardinals, watch out. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go for number one. I'm gonna go with I just want to get it because it's definitely not gonna do this. But I've got Indianapolis, Chicago under 43.5. Max, I love you.
I
But
don't know.
between Richardson and
I mean,
Mr.
that's wild.
Williams.
It's like above 38.
That's what
I'm not
heard
talking
that.
about like that. That's great. Like that'd be like a 24-10 game.
Easily.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it
Like,
was
that's like pretty normal in the NFL.
7 points
right.
higher than the Green Bay Tennessee game.
Like I
Oh,
don't, and kind of disrespectful to the Bears defense.
yeah, also.
I think we can. I think if we can score, I'll say 17, we'll win. Like hold them to 10. I could say 13, but
Yeah.
wow.
Um,
I mean,
and then I'm going to circle back.
I'm nervous. Like I'm not going to get to mine.
I'm so torn, but I gotta go with it because it's pretty much almost been a self cover on its own. I gotta go Philly, New Orleans over 49.5. There's another over that I really, really, really like. But I don't know, man. I don't want to see like a 21-7 first quarter and be like, I should have fucking bet that. So give me Philly, New Orleans, and yeah. That's
Yep.
it. My over-under's out of the way. Those
fair.
are the two I was most confident on too, because there's a couple I like Arizona. There's a couple other ones I'm like waiting to feel out still. So, all right, who's up? Max?
That would be me. Wait, since Sean already is. All right, I'm gonna do my over, and that is gonna be Texans Vikings at 46. I know we talked about, or Sean brought it up. Vikings solid defense. We saw what the Bears did to Texans last week, only putting up 19. Um, but I think this will be a pretty good shootout. Vikings offense looks amazing. I think this is kind of where Texans will pull some tricks. I just saw a fucking fly. Pull some tricks out or something. I could see it just being high scoring. 30-28 or something like that.
I like it. Just
What was the final number you got it at?
46 flat.
46.
Okay, sweet. Yep, that was also one I was looking at. The other one, yeah. A lot of good overs I like here. So I'm all about that. All right, Sean.
I bet I don't know if a lot of people will kind of see it the same way or like this one, but I really like under 39.5 in the Broncos Bucks game. Bo Nix, welcome to the NFL. You've now gone up against what the Mike McDonald, former Ravens defense coordinator, Mike Tomlin, and his usually well played defenses, and now Todd Bowles, which Tampa Bay absolutely shut down the Commanders in Week 1, or at least when it was still in reach. And then, yeah, I mean, Detroit scored whatever many, like Detroit kind of like bended didn't break. I think Detroit got like 400 yards last week, but only got so it lost the game. And I just see the Bucks not like, and Denver's Broncos has some pride. There's some good players, Surtain there, so I don't think Tampa Bay is going to go off. But man, I don't think Denver's offense is going to score more than 10 or 12 here. So I like that under 39 and a half. And then on the other way around here, I mean, the Jets are 6.5 point favorites, 6.5 point favorites against the Patriots, who all they've done is win a game and then lose at the buzzer essentially to a good 2-0 Seattle team. Oh my! I think the Pats might outright win this game. That being said, all I need is New England to cover 6.5.
Yep.
Dude,
Wouldn't
Pats
touch that.
really haven't looked bad. I mean, their defense is very solid. Yeah, I like that a lot. I that.
Yep.
That's me, isn't it?
Yep, you are up.
All right, I'll do it. Last week they were the dog of the week. This week they are the favorite of the week. About the same points. Give me -6.5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Denver Broncos. Their defense is very solid. Not as good as the Steelers, but I think they can kind of fuck with Bo Nix a good bit. Baker just has became a new man ever since coming to Tampa Bay. He just looks great. Their offense looks good. Um, no reason they shouldn't win by 7, if not more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think they'll win handle because they'll actually be able to score a handful of points.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but yeah, if y'all can do it, they can by a little more.
That's fair. That's fair.
Broncos ain't that great.
Yeah. I really kind of want to go with my prop, but it's also like it's pretty much like there's probably a good chance we don't take each other's props, but
No,
also
especially just guessing.
I also have like my own ones. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm just gonna be a real fucking just dirty little bitch, and I'm gonna take the probably maybe not the biggest underdog, but maybe the grossest looking underdog, and that's the Carolina Panthers. Give me 5.5. Andy Dalton, Red
Oh, the
Rock,
Rocket.
yeah, Dave Canales. They're gonna bounce back. The Raiders are not a super high scoring team. I think they can still keep it within 5.5, 41. So we're talking like I mean, realistically, that's a 27 or a 24-17 win for the for the Raiders. I just don't know. They're also coming off a big win against the Ravens. They look solid. They beat the Ravens. They weren't necessarily impressive. Did not look great against the Chargers in week 1. So yeah, give me just this storyline. I don't think they're gonna win. Could they win? Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, 5.5. I bet that might even creep up to like a 6.5 potentially. But
I think they definitely have a good chance of covering.
yeah.
So 5.5
Yeah.
is a little weird, but I could 3-point game
And
easily.
Sam, I say give yourself whatever the number is right before the Thursday night game.
Yeah. I mean, it
Okay.
might be 6, be 4.5. I mean, I'm fine. I can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I'm saying if it goes up, give yourself, don't change it if it goes down. Keep it 5.5.
Yeah, if it's like 6.5, take the six
Yeah,
and a half.
it's your point.
I will. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, I gotta go with that though. I love it. I'm after this past weekend of all the dogs upsets, trying not to look at these dogs as if they're, little little ugly. We love our pugs and our little chihuahuas, but they might not be the cutest things, reliable. Yeah, I know. We're not big fans, but you know what? They're still dogs and they love more than they love cats. So yeah, give me the Panthers. Speaking of cats. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Bryce Young, who?
That I mean, that's insane. That still just baffles me.
And then am I the snake or am I the middle spot?
I'm the middle spot.
You're the snake.
last.
You go again.
Okay. Well, um, I really, I really want to. Um,
Wait, how do you-
I just don't know if I don't think either the Chargers or the Steelers actually. I could see them being in a tie. I could see them dead ass ending in a tie, and but neither of them will lose the game. So I'll stay away. Um, Told my wife before this podcast, I said, "What do we think about the Ravens being -1? Are they still favorites? Is that still something I can claim?
They're
to-
-1.5.
-1.5, even better. Makes me feel a little less of a shithead. Yeah, give me the Ravens, man. If we're talking Cowboys already got to win. If it was a 0-2 Cowboys, a little bit more desperate of a Cowboys, would maybe argue that. I think Ravens take care of business. Also, which I don't know, honestly, I still love my under of Chicago, Indianapolis. I'm a little surprised none of us took this Baltimore Dallas under 48.5. I could see how it gets out of hand, but at the same time, I could see Baltimore just trying to play the run game, clock game. So it looks like there's still an under to be had, there's still an over to be had. So maybe based on maybe a couple chagrins I have right now on the screen, I might be told otherwise. But Baltimore -1.5, not gonna overthink it. Just honestly, it's just a Lamar versus Dak thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. And if I blink twice, I know my background's weird. If I blink twice, that means I'm okay. If I only blink once, that means get me the fuck out of here.
That's why you got it up.
No, I'm just kidding. I love my wife. Yep. So Baltimore money line might be the only time I play them all year.
I like it. Yeah, I'll save the prop for later. Give me under 41 Panthers Raiders.
Nice.
Yep.
It is low score, but I mean it's gonna be an ugly ass game, which is why I don't hate the Carolina plus. So
Numbers game.
yeah.
Yep. All right. Very nice. Speaking of numbers games, there's only 6 teams in the NFL that their first 2 games, the over hit in both. So like they're 2-0. One of those teams is the Dallas Cowboys. One of those teams is the Baltimore Ravens. Give me over what I got here. Give me over 40.5 in the Ravens Cowboys game there. I'm sure this will be the exact time that they play a 20-17 game, but I'm gonna let at least the numbers try to work in my favor for right now.
I like it.
Can't argue that.
I agree. I could definitely see. I feel like
I think
Baltimore's
both teams' defenses aren't as good as we kind of imagine they are.
yeah. From last year, they've fallen off a good bit, both. So I agree. I think it'll be a fun game.
I think the Ravens
yeah.
are the first pass defense.
I mean, yeah. Here. I can take my TD first, right?
Sure.
If you
Okay.
want, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that doesn't because it doesn't play into our record. But
Yeah. But
yeah,
I mean,
because I'm still all right. Like because it makes
I
sense
still
that
don't think we've ever had a same prop. I think we've had the same tutties. We haven't had the same props where someone's like, God damn it, that's who I was.
give me CD Lamb.
Yeah. I like that.
Very nice.
Well, yeah, it's Marlon Humphrey's bitch ass. Devontae Adams was cooking all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That's back to me. Um, Give me, and I really hope I would assume it's going to be no larger than minus 120. Give me Jay Jetta 100 plus receiving yards. I'm getting
Uh,
off that that reek one because they ain't got Tua. So
what's Jefferson's health? Is he still questionable or is he good to play? Did he get cleared?
uh
No, I think it's good odds. I was gonna ask if you wanted to have an
no,
alternative.
no, yeah. So yeah, I'll come back with an alternative. Let me try to do some research, see what.
You want to think on that? Yeah, that's cool. All right. Yeah, we'll hold that for now though. Because I
Yeah,
mean that but just in case. All right, so am I up then? Or do you want me to
yeah,
wait?
yeah. No. Go. You're back to back.
All right, cool. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll do TD first so that you got a couple extra minutes just in case I take your prop. I doubt I will, but um I want to go with the guy who he should have gotten a touchdown last week, but his little fiance was there and he just didn't play well. Or not fiance, his girlfriend was there. He didn't play well, but they won. So it's okay. And everyone talks about how bad he played, even though he was in like 9 commercials in between every single fucking TV break. Um, Short, sweet, not even gonna think about it anymore. Then he hasn't scored yet this year, and he's due. Travis Kelsey, touchdown. Just short and sweet.
That's
Uh,
it's in Atlanta, right?
what's up?
In Atlanta.
I believe so. Yeah, so he should, yeah, with Mercedes Benz. So we'll see there. Um, Max, do you have a prop sub yet before I go, or do you want me to just throw that in?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try to see if I can find his projected. Give me. This is more just a shiggles because I feel like he's got to play. Um, Jay Jetta's got to play. Give me Quentin Johnston over receiving yards. He's looking like he's at 56. So I think that's two big plays and he's got it,
Yeah.
which is what well, he got more than that. But
Hey,
let's
dude, man,
say
balling.
hi.
I don't hate that one bit, dude. I don't hate that one fucking bit.
He's got Herbert throwing to him, dude. How could you not get some yards?
Yep. Yep.
No, he's going up against Steelers.
Who?
Quentin Johnson.
Nah, no, kidding. Uh, yeah, fuck him. Fuck Pittsburgh, dude. I'm so sick of him.
Uh, all right. Give
Hold
me.
up, hold up, hold up.
Oh,
Yep.
what?
Yeah, I was.
Max is doing his alternate. Max is just doing his alt prop, so I didn't take it.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. Hopefully I don't take your prop, Sean. We just talked about it. You did have the over in this game. Dak also expect him to chuck a lot, especially if they go down early. The Baltimore Ravens defense is, as of right now, 2 weeks in. Yeah, Marlon Humphrey and company. I agree with you there, Sean. Don't think they're going to be able to keep CeeDee Lamb and company at bay. So yeah, Dak over 259.5 passing yards is what I last saw on DraftKings. So I'm gonna lock that in before it gets any crazier because I don't know, man. I think Dak could easily throw for 300 and it wouldn't even be an issue. So I might even look at that prop, but right now he's at over 259.5. So give me that Baines. And that's minus 115. So that rounds out my picks.
Wait, where'd you
Hell yeah.
find that?
DraftKings on pass yards over under.
Oh, I don't think-
They
Yeah,
have
okay.
you can click on that and then it just shows the only like 3 games that they have up.
Mhm.
Okay, because I actually have a passing yards one. There isn't up, but I'm not too worried about it. Vibes in Seattle are great. Vibes in Miami are not great. Geno Smith was kind of cooking last week here. He's getting Jackson Smith and Jigba going. He's got still DK Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got Lockett there. Go ahead and keep that momentum going. And I'm going to take what Geno Smith is cooking up here, and I'll take the over whatever his yards are. I don't even think it'll be, frankly, all that high. I imagine it's probably like 225 or something, but we'll see.
I was gonna say 215. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, because the Dolphins haven't like loud. Frankly, I don't think they've allowed a 200-yard passer yet. That being said, week one, for some reasons, Doug Peterson and the Jags just didn't. They threw the ball twice, I think, in the second half after Lawrence was cooking in the first half, and then James Cook had 7 touchdowns in the first half, so Josh Allen didn't need to do anything last.
Right.
I don't think that really is showing like maybe what the numbers say on their pass defense.
I like that.
That's fair. Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, no one passes on us," and then they're just like, "Play action, sling."
How
Like,
I just like picture this in the 4 o'clock window. Just it pops up on red zone because there keeps being like a 35-yard touchdown. Either way, I don't know. Maybe Skylar Thompson's deep to.
I was gonna say, is that who's gonna start?
I don't know. But that's my guess. I don't know their situation.
Fair. Yep.
Crazy stuff.
I mean, he threw for one. Yeah. I mean, Patriots defense is solid too, so he threw for a ton on that. I like it.
Yeah. Patriots defense super solid.
All right, wait. I remember I had it down. Last but not least, little Tutty. I'm gonna go former Green Bay, still in the division. Give me Aaron Jones minus 105, Tutty. It's just gonna happen.
That's solid.
I played him last week, and he was on his way to the end zone, and then there's a fumble. Oh,
So many fumbles this
one.
week. So many fumbles this week. I don't think we can get a DK touchdown parlay.
We'll have to.
probably not yet.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. But overall, fellas, love what we got here. I think it's a good looking board. Any other like honorable mentions, things, picks you wanna bring up? Sean, I'm probably gonna play Pittsburgh money line. I know
Okay.
that doesn't help you, but I don't know. I like these close lines with Pittsburgh games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'll be a battle, man. We'll see, and hopefully, I'm sitting here talking to you next week saying the same thing, where they did just enough to win the game, and it wasn't pretty, of course, and they're not going to be any sort of darlings from the PFF or the analysts, but just get the job done.
Yeah,
Harbaugh can't just go out winning all these fucking games, dude.
he might, dude.
He might, but yeah.
It'll be
I'll
good.
say,
It'll be fun to watch the Watt versus Joe Alt, and then Slater versus Hightower. Both,
Yeah.
Excuse me, Alex Highsmith. Both, a lot of good talent on talent there, premium talent.
Might have to do a Dobbins Najee, just like basically like tease down rushing prop to get it to like even or slightly plus money. Because I feel like that's all both teams are gonna do.
Yeah, Dobbins been so good.
Trying to look through some public.
I got one for you, Sam. Surprised you didn't mention it, but I get staying away from the bias. I think Packers +3 is pretty crazy. We've seen what Will Levis can do. Y'all's defense is still very good. I mean, I think y'all can do exactly what we did to him week one. So I'm probably gonna do Packers money line, but that +3 is also very good. And I guess I don't even know if it's even like safe. If it was like 3.5, it'd be better, but +3 you get the push if anything. But I think y'all win this game, especially after what we saw last week.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play probably 3.5 or maybe even like 6.5. I could see them losing by 2 field goals. I don't see them losing by a full touchdown. As silly as that sounds, it's 1 point, but like literally just like 2 late bullshit field goals where they're just like, oh, we can't score. Let's just kick a field goal. Malik Willis
That
can't.
Titans offense is so bad. I would bet Jair Alexander to get a fucking pick six. Like,
That
dude,
was that. Glad you mentioned. I was going to be my honorable mention prop. I have I don't know what it is. Will Levis INT. I thought about doing that as my main prop. Um, I'm trying to stick away from bias in general.
don't tell me those odds are actually good.
Probably like minus 180.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you actually had it up, but that makes sense that it wouldn't be up because we don't have any other prop. But yeah.
I checked. It's not yet. Out of the interceptions one, yeah, he wasn't in that group, which was a bummer. But yeah, I was like, damn. So that was
It's
one
probably. I think you guys. I think kind of even do if anything, you can do what we did, just fucking no offensive tutties and still beat them.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, I might even do like a Will Levis INT and then like Packers like plus 10.5 and see if that gives me like plus money and just
Yeah. One thing is their defense is actually pretty solid.
yeah.
I think
Interior
kind of what
defensive line is good. Jeffrey Simmons is really good.
Mhm.
Yes, Simmons is a menace, dude.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. It might just the under 36.5 might not be low enough, to be honest with you. Like it was 16-10 against the Colts. What reason do you think it's going to be higher than that?
Yeah, no reason.
Yeah. So yeah, and Packers match up really well. Their secondary's good. I mean their defense is solid, but like they'll, Hopkins, Ridley, those guys, they'll be able to keep them in check. I think with the secondary, they're going to bring enough blitz where not going to be able to run through us. They'll probably get a couple big run plays, but overall, I think it should be good. I'm very much more optimistic than the last game. Let's see. I also had CeeDee Lamb, not just touchdown, but over reception yards. Goes with the Dak play, goes with the CeeDee Lamb play. Let's see. Jacobs, I mean, rushing attempts, rushing yards. I think if Jacobs is anywhere, he's going to be probably like 80 or so, I bet. Well, you can't put him at like a 90. He's not going to, like no one's going to bet that shit. So I think Jacobs will be between like 75, 85 at most. So I think he's worth a play. 30 carries, 3 yards a carry equals win. So that's pretty much all I have plays wise. We got back-to-back Monday games. We got 2 Monday games, so that's dope. Jags, Bills, Commanders, Bengals, both good games. None of us had plays on that game. Are we just gonna have fun and enjoy that on Monday night, or anything you're interested in seeing on those games? Maybe not a play, but anything you're looking forward to?
Unless it's a really like good game, I wait till my weekend winnings to see what I'm gonna do on those Monday games. But I'm gonna be honest. Unless it's like touchdown score is probably
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just like shitty podcasting for me that I don't throw Monday games in here, but I don't know. I feel like I don't look at them too much until Monday morning.
I mean, none of us played it really, so it kind of works out that way too. But yeah. I usually am like, see how we did.
Yeah, I don't want to throw it in like especially a parlay and stuff. Be like, I can't do that. I gotta wait a whole 24 hours.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's a big number, but the Jags kind of seem like a mess right now. And if the Bills play anything like they did last week, they should win that game. It's home, right? So they probably should win that game by like 10 points or something. But I didn't play anything there for a reason.
Yep.
Can't disagree with you there, dude, man. That's all I have for football. Does anyone do we have any English Premier League that anyone wants to talk about? Granted, you're wearing a jersey.
I don't have any sort of bets. They're playing man. Frank, I mean, they actually play on Thursday for the first leg of the Champions League, and then it's Man City on Sunday. That'll be brutal. I would bet honestly like under. Like they might just try to play it to like a 0-0 draw. But
Say,
I mean, hey, I'm just supporting the guys. I'm not going to discuss or recommend any sort of bet on that game.
Well, that's what's crazy too, is like I'm looking for everyone and I'm like trying to find Villa and stuff in there. This whole Champions League thing, I'm not used to it. I'm such a spoiled little bitch, but I don't know when they're playing anymore because it was like, oh yeah, we just play on Saturdays, but now that they're Champs League, what do they got? The Wolves in 2 days, Tuesday. So I think they got them on Saturday, right? Is 21st Saturday?
yep, you
Yeah.
guys got
Yeah, Wolves. So that's actually a big game. That's as rivalry as it gets for EPL, unless you're playing Birmingham.
Yeah. Same geography.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. I like it. They look good against young boys. Every game except for the Arsenal game has gone over 2.5 goals. So I'll
Yeah,
probably
that Duran goal last Saturday or Saturday, super nasty.
Yeah. 3 against young boys, 3 against Leicester, 3 against West Ham. Just let up 2 on Arsenal. Otherwise, we're on that over 2.5 train. So that's about all I have from we could beat them 3-0. Odds are we'll beat them like 2-1 or something like that. Defense isn't solid, so
Yeah.
over 2.5 seems to be the mate.
All I got is decent game against City last week, but now we got and I haven't heard anything about Yohan Wizza. He limped off the field pretty bad. I think started the second half last week. Haven't heard anything. So we rough. We love dealing with injuries. So we'll see how it goes. Still ninth. We're still up there.
Yeah.
Brentford, that is, for anyone that doesn't.
Better
Yeah.
know at this point.
Team, the bees, up the bees.
You get New Jersey and stuff, but yeah.
I'm gonna get the pink one. I think it's so fucking sick.
The pink one, yeah, the pink one is dope. Yeah. Shit. Well, fellas, we got a solid ass weekend ahead of us. I think we got some good picks. We're in good momentum. Lots to look forward to. Steelers, Bears, Packers. Good luck. Thanks everyone for listening. Love you guys. Let's have a good fucking week.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.